Fortune's Progeny, The Ascent, Episode 18, The Quick Win and the Reckoning. The weeks that followed were a study in controlled tension. Trent's avalanche payment cleared, finally annihilating the personal loan. The balance hit zero, and he drew a thick red line through the second debt on his tracker. The avalanche rolled forward with renewed force, targeting the first of the student loans. He could feel the momentum. The sustain challenge demanded a different kind of progress. Gamma's aggressive price increases were showing clear, immediate results on the P&L. The board's quarterly review was approaching, and the whispers from Silas were unambiguous. Trent needed a win, something measurable and visible, something that could stand beside Gamma's margin improvements and prove that his philosophy was both noble and effective. The answer came from an unexpected corner of the data. Priya, the acting manager, had completed the waste audit. The findings showed that the single largest source of waste across all 5 stores was the store-branded, pre-printed paper bags offered to customers who forgot their own containers. The bags cost the company 12 cents each. They were used thousands of times per week, and they were almost never reused.
Customers take them because they're convenient, but they feel guilty about it. We've had multiple comments on our feedback forms about all the waste. It's a small thing, but it adds up, in cost and in brand perception.
Trent saw the opportunity immediately. This was the avalanche applied to operations. Attack the smallest, most irritating inefficiency first. The fix was simple and cheap. Eliminate the pre-printed bags entirely. Replace them with a small, visible sign at each register. Forgot your container? No problem. Borrow one of ours. Return it clean on your next visit. A small inventory of sturdy, reusable glass jars would be kept behind the counter, available for a fully refundable $1 deposit. The cost of implementation was minimal. The jars cost 80 cents each in bulk. The signs were free to print. The deposit system would be managed through existing point-of-sale software. The projected savings from eliminating the paper bags alone would cover the cost of the jars within a single month. The real win was perceptual. The initiative would transform a source of customer guilt into a demonstration of the brand's commitment to zero waste. It was tangible, visible, something customers would notice and talk about. Trent submitted the proposal that same day, marking it as a quick win pilot. He requested permission to implement it immediately in a single store, with the option to roll out chain-wide if successful. The approval came within 24 hours.
The results were swift and striking. Customer feedback was overwhelmingly positive. Social media mentions of the jar library, as customers began calling it, spiked. The store's manager reported a noticeable increase in positive comments at checkout, and the P&L showed a small but undeniable improvement in the store's margin because waste had decreased. The Vault's next comparative update reflected the shift. Theta, Jar Library Initiative. Cost to implement $400 across pilot store. Projected annual savings from eliminated paper bags, $4,800. Customer sentiment impact, strongly positive. Social media reach, increasing. Gamma, Price Increase Initiative. Margin improvement sustained, but customer satisfaction scores have declined by 6% in pilot stores. Beta, Hour Reduction Initiative. Labor costs down, but customer traffic continues to decline. The tracker included a new note, one that Trent read with a mixture of satisfaction and unease. The board is monitoring the trade-offs between short-term margin capture and long-term brand health. No final determination has been made. He had his quick win. He had proven that his approach could move the needle. But the race was not over. Gamma was still ahead on pure profit metrics. The board was still divided. That evening, he sat in the shared kitchen, a cup of tea cooling before him. Arjun was at the counter, documenting the growth of his latest mushroom experiment. Chloe was in the living room, her highlighters spread across the coffee table. The normalcy of it was comforting.
You've been staring at that tea for 10 minutes. It's definitely cold by now.
I'm just thinking.
That's not great. My advisor says the best thinking is by doing.
That's some interesting advice.
She studies fungi. She says mushrooms just grow. They don't worry about growing. She must be wise.
Trent picked up his cold tea and drank it anyway.
Maybe I need to be more like that. Think enough to start, and then just go.
Less worrying, more growing. It's a good philosophy. I wish I was like that.
Trent's phone buzzed. A text from Leo.
The wall is built. $1,000. It took me 6 weeks. What's next?
Trent typed a reply.
Next, list every debt you have, smallest to largest. Send me the list. We're going to war.
He put down his phone and looked at his own debt tracker. The first student loan was now under $5,000. The avalanche was accelerating. The end was in sight. The vault chimed. A new message. The subject line was stark. Quarterly review. Final preparations. All remaining contenders. The board will convene for a full quarterly review in 14 days. Each contender will present a summary of their operational performance and strategic vision for the sustain chain. Presentations are limited to 15 minutes. The board's assessment at this review will determine advancement to the final phase of the protocol. Prepare accordingly. Trent read the message twice, then closed the vault. 14 days. Only 2 weeks to prepare a presentation that could make or break his candidacy. The race was entering its final leg. Once again, he looked at the photograph of Alistair's workshop on his phone. The founder's eyes, fixed on his craft, always held the same question. What are you building?
Something that lasts, or at least that's what I'm trying to.
He opened his laptop and began to work.